morning, Lewis Palmer, and welcome to the new LPTV. We've been hard at work rebuilding our studio. We're glad to be back and to bring you our first broadcast of the year. I'm Carly Horn.
And I'm Paige Ballman. And yeah, as I look around the studio, we are definitely a work in progress.
We have a good show for you today. Molly Graham and Maddie Norton are going to introduce us to a new English teacher.
And it's October. You know what that means? Halloween. So we have a special Halloween piece for you. But before we get into all that, here are a few announcements.
If you're planning on going to the Sources of Strength training this Wednesday, adult training is in the morning until 10:20, and peer leaders will be training from 10:30 till the end of the school day.
All students will take the Cultures and Climate Survey on Thursday during their second period class. Be sure to check the LP webpage for all this week's events and activities. And now, on with our show.
Halloween is about candy, but is it just for kids? Reporters Alina Jordan, Jack Launder, and Chief Stafford talked to LP students and staff members to find out how they celebrate the holiday.
The 31st of October is Halloween, a famous and iconic holiday celebrated all over the world. A lot of people think that Halloween is a holiday with an age limit that can only be celebrated by kids under 10.
I feel like if you want to celebrate it, then you do you.
I do not believe that Halloween has an age limit.
No, I'd say it's pretty much for anyone. It's not necessarily about trick-or-treating or anything. It's kind of more about just enjoying the season and enjoying it with other people.
Lewis Palmer staff and students shared what they do on Halloween.
I do not celebrate Halloween.
We still dress up. Sometimes there will be a Halloween party that we go to.
Fun holiday for everybody to celebrate, as long as you're doing it safely and not being rude when you knock on doors.
Oh, I like to carve pumpkins. I do a lot of baking. That's kind of a big part of my Halloween and spending time with family.
And I dress up and hang out with friends.
Scary movies, midnight, scare my friends, prank them, go get candy beforehand.
This is Chi Stafford, Jack Wadner, and Alina Jordan reporting for LPTV.
It's funny how Halloween is traditionally thought of as a kid's holiday, but the truth is, almost everyone gets into it.
It's probably not as scary as ghouls and goblins, but being a new teacher at a new school might be a little scary. Let's meet one of our new English teachers.
Miss Prescott is a new addition to the English department at Lewis Palmer High School.
Honestly, I love the kids. I feel like my students are amazing. I really love my conversations with them. I love just time in the classroom with them.
She was not always on the path to become an English teacher.
So when I was a junior in high school, up until then, I always wanted to be a nurse. And it was kind of around that time, my junior year, that I took an anatomy class, and I realized I actually hated nursing. I hated anatomy. I hated science. But I really loved all of my English classes. I was really into reading, into writing, and just had a lot of passion for working with young people. And so I think teaching was kind of the perfect marriage of like that joy of working with kids, but also loving English as well.
Another impactful experience was her time spent in Mexico.
During the time I was in college, I was very torn between, okay, post-college, do I want to go straight into teaching or do I want to go do something else first? And then long story short, just doors really opened for me to be able to go to Mexico for a couple of years. And specifically, I worked for an organization called Back to Back, and they actually have sites all over the world, not just in Mexico.
This year, Miss Prescott is looking forward to making connections with her students and seeing them grow.
But I would say in general, my biggest goals for this year is I would love to form just really strong connections with all of my students and just genuinely see them grow. And even if they never come to love English, I would love to see them kind of realize how it's still a transferable skill that can be used in the real world one day.
This is Maddie Norton and Molly Graham reporting for LPTV.
Looks like Miss Prescott is doing a great job in our English department. In our next shows, we hope to highlight more new teachers who are new to LP.
And that's our show for this week. Thanks for joining into our program.
Have a great week, Rangers, and a spooky night.